The bustling research station orbiting Epsilon Eridani was the pride of humanity's interstellar exploration efforts. Within its pristine laboratories and observation decks, the brightest minds from across the colonies dedicated their lives to unlocking the mysteries of the cosmos. Chief among them was Dr. Emily Sato, a brilliant astrophysicist renowned for her groundbreaking theories on the nature of spacetime. As the director of the station's Advanced Research Division, she oversaw a team of elite scientists and engineers on the cusp of a remarkable discovery. It began with a fluctuation in the station's quantum sensors, an anomaly unlike anything they had encountered before. The readings indicated a subtle distortion in the very fabric of reality, as if the boundaries between dimensions were blurring. Intrigued, Emily and her team launched a series of scans and experiments, carefully mapping the contours of this enigmatic phenomenon. Over the course of several weeks, a remarkable picture began to emerge. The anomaly was not a random glitch, but a portal, a gateway to an entirely new realm of existence, one that lay beyond the boundaries of the known three spatial dimensions and single timeline that governed their universe. "We're looking at evidence of the seventh spatial dimension," Emily announced to her colleagues, her eyes shining with excitement. "A realm that transcends our conventional understanding of space and time." The implications were staggering. If they could unlock the secrets of this mysterious seventh dimension, it could revolutionize humanity's grasp of physics, opening up unimaginable technological and scientific breakthroughs. Without hesitation, Emily secured the necessary funding and resources to launch a groundbreaking expedition. Leading the hand-picked team of the station's most talented researchers, she personally oversaw the construction of a specialized vessel designed to traverse the newly discovered dimensional rift. The project was cloaked in secrecy, its very existence known only to the highest echelons of the colonial government. After months of meticulous preparation, the moment of truth arrived. As the experimental craft hovered at the edge of the anomaly, Emily felt a surge of nervous anticipation. This was the furthest humanity had ever ventured beyond the boundaries of their known universe. With a deep breath, she gave the order to proceed. The vessel's engines roared to life, and in a blink, it vanished into the shimmering portal, disappearing from sight. The minutes that followed stretched into an eternity as Emily and her team monitored the craft's systems from the research station. Had their bold gambit succeeded, or had the vessel simply been swallowed by the unknowable forces of the seventh dimension? Suddenly, the sensors registered a faint signal. The craft had emerged on the other side, intact and functional. Emily's face broke into a triumphant grin as she relayed the news to her anxious colleagues. "We've done it," she announced, her voice trembling with elation. "The seventh dimension is real, and we have the first evidence of human exploration beyond the boundaries of our universe." As the data from the expedition poured in, the scientists were left awestruck by their findings. The seventh dimension was unlike anything they had ever conceived. It was a realm of pure energy, where the very laws of physics seemed to bend and warp in ways that defied rational explanation. The craft's sensors had detected unimaginable levels of exotic matter and strange phenomena that challenged the core tenets of their scientific understanding. It was as if they had stumbled upon the building blocks of creation itself, a window into the fundamental forces that had given rise to their entire universe. Yet, amidst the dizzying revelations, there was also a profound sense of unease. For if the seventh dimension truly existed, what other realms of reality remained undiscovered, lurking beyond the veil of the known universe? As the team pored over the data, Emily couldn't shake the feeling that their expedition had only scratched the surface of an infinitely deeper mystery. The seventh dimension was no longer just a scientific curiosity. It was a portal to the unknown, a gateway that could forever change the course of human history. The discovery of the seventh dimension sent shockwaves through the colonial government and scientific community. Dr. Emily Sato's team had unlocked the door to an entirely new realm of existence, one that held unimaginable potential and peril in equal measure. Recognizing the profound implications, The colonial administration wasted no time in mobilizing resources and funding to support further exploration of the seventh dimension. Emily and her colleagues were granted unprecedented access to state-of-the-art technologies and the brightest minds from across the human settlements. The challenge now was to design and construct a vessel capable of safely navigating the treacherous dimensional rift. After months of intense research and development, the team unveiled their ambitious plan: a massive, heavily armored craft powered by a revolutionary new drive system that would allow it to traverse the seventh dimension. This vessel represents humanity's first true steps into the unknown, Emily declared during the project's formal unveiling. It will be our gateway to unlocking the secrets of the seventh dimension and all that lies beyond. The announcement was met with a mix of excitement and trepidation. While the potential rewards were immense, the risks were equally daunting. Venturing into an entirely new realm of existence was uncharted territory, fraught with unknown dangers that could jeopardize the lives of the crew. Nevertheless, the colonial government greenlit the project, pouring in the necessary resources and personnel to bring the ambitious plan to life. Emily and her team worked tirelessly, leveraging cutting-edge technologies and the collective genius of the brightest scientific minds in the colonies. The construction of the vessel, christened the Galactic Horizon, was a monumental engineering feat. Its sleek, angular hull was reinforced with a unique alloy capable of withstanding the intense gravitational and energy forces of the seventh dimension. At its core, a revolutionary drive system harnessed the very fabric of space-time, allowing the craft to slip seamlessly between dimensions. As the project neared completion, Emily knew that the true test would come when they finally dared to cross the threshold into the unknown. The fate of their entire expedition rested on the successful maiden voyage of the Galactic Horizon. The day of the launch arrived, and the research station buzzed with nervous energy as the crew made their final preparations. Emily stood at the helm, her expression resolute as she scanned the readouts one last time. "All systems are go," she announced, her voice betraying a hint of trepidation. "We're ready to initiate the dimensional jump." With a nod, she gave the order, and the Galactic Horizon's engines roared to life. The massive craft surged forward, hurtling towards the shimmering anomaly that marked the portal to the seventh dimension. In the blink of an eye, it vanished, disappearing from the observation decks of the research station. Tension gripped the control room as the seconds ticked by. Had the Galactic Horizon successfully navigated the dimensional rift, or had it been lost to the unknowable forces of the seventh dimension? Suddenly, a burst of telemetry data flooded the station's sensors, and a cheer went up among the scientists. The Galactic Horizon had emerged on the other side, its systems fully operational and the crew reporting a safe passage. Emily let out a breath she didn't know she had been holding, a triumphant smile spreading across her face. Their expedition into the unknown had taken its first crucial step forward. Now, the real journey began. With the successful maiden voyage of the Galactic Horizon, Dr. Emily Sato and her team of intrepid explorers found themselves on the precipice of a new era in human history. Their groundbreaking expedition had opened a door to the seventh dimension, revealing a universe that defied the fundamental laws of physics as they knew them. As the Galactic Horizon's advanced sensors scanned the newly discovered realm, the crew was awestruck by the sheer scale and complexity of the environment they had entered. It was a realm of pure energy, where the very fabric of space-time seemed to bend and warp in ways that challenged their understanding of reality. But the true surprise came when the vessel's long-range scanners detected the unmistakable signs of artificial structures and technological activity, alien civilizations thriving in the confines of the seventh dimension. Emily's heart raced with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. This was an unprecedented moment in human history, first contact with an extraterrestrial species. The implications were staggering, not just for the scientific community, but for the very future of humanity itself. With careful deliberation, Emily and her team plotted a course towards the nearest signs of alien activity, their senses on high alert. As the Galactic Horizon approached the foreign structures, they made their first attempts at communication, broadcasting a series of coded signals in the hopes of establishing peaceful contact. To their relief, the aliens responded in kind, sending back a series of complex waveforms and energy patterns that their onboard AI was able to decipher. The message was a mix of curiosity and caution, a tentative exchange between two vastly different civilizations. Encouraged by this initial breakthrough, Emily led a small team of specialists to board a shuttlecraft and make the first face-to-face meeting with the alien species. As they descended upon the towering crystalline structures that dotted the seventh dimension's ethereal landscape, they were met with a sight that left them both awestruck and unsettled. The aliens were unlike anything they had ever imagined. Towering, humanoid figures composed of shimmering energy, their movements fluid and graceful, yet imbued with an alien intelligence that was both fascinating and unsettling. Despite the language barrier, the humans and aliens were able to establish rudimentary communication through a combination of gestures, shared data, and a rudimentary translation matrix. What they learned shook the very foundations of their understanding of the universe. The alien civilization, known as the Luminaries, had existed in the seventh dimension for countless millennia, their knowledge and technology far surpassing anything humanity had ever conceived. They spoke of a grand cosmic order, a delicate balance of energies that governed the very fabric of existence. And they viewed the humans and their intrusion into the seventh dimension with a mix of curiosity and concern. For the luminaries knew that the arrival of this new species could upset the fragile equilibrium, with consequences that could reverberate across the entire galaxy. As the initial contact mission drew to a close, Emily and her team returned to the galactic horizon, their minds racing with the implications of what they had witnessed. They had made first contact with an alien civilization, yes, but what lay ahead was uncharted territory, a delicate dance between two vastly different species, each seeking to understand the other in the hopes of avoiding a catastrophic clash of civilizations. The future, it seemed, hung in a precarious balance. News of the galactic horizon's historic first contact with the enigmatic luminaries spread like wildfire through the colonies, igniting a frenzy of speculation and debate. For the first time in human history, they had encountered an alien civilization, one that wielded unimaginable power and knowledge, dwelling in the mysterious seventh dimension. Dr. Emily Sato and her team knew that this momentous discovery would have far-reaching consequences, both for humanity and the delicate cosmic balance the luminaries sought to maintain. Their initial interactions had been cautious, yet cordial, as the two species attempted to understand one another. But it wasn't long before other factions caught wind of the galactic horizon's findings, and the race to harness the power of the seventh dimension began in earnest. Powerful corporate conglomerates, driven by greed and the promise of technological dominance, lobbied relentlessly for exclusive access to the seventh dimension and the luminaries' advanced knowledge. Rival colonial powers, fearful of being left behind, maneuvered to secure their own foothold in the new frontier. Tensions escalated as the various factions vied for control, each employing tactics ranging from subtle diplomatic maneuvering to outright acts of aggression. The once harmonious colonial alliance found itself fracturing, with allies turned to bitter adversaries in the scramble for seventh dimension supremacy. Caught in the middle of this growing galactic conflict were Emily and her crew aboard the galactic horizon. As the vessel became a coveted prize, they were forced to navigate a treacherous web of political intrigue, corporate espionage, and even military posturing. "We're not just explorers anymore," Emily lamented to her trusted colleagues. "We're pawns in a game that's quickly spiraling out of control." Their attempts to maintain open communication with the luminaries grew increasingly difficult as the various factions vied for their favor, each promising vast rewards in exchange for exclusive access to the seventh dimension. The alien civilization, sensing the mounting tension, grew more cautious and withdrawn, wary of the consequences of their involvement. Emily and her team found themselves torn. Should they continue to act as impartial mediators, or should they align themselves with one faction in the hopes of steering the course of events? The fate of humanity's future, as well as the delicate balance of the cosmos, hung in the balance. As the situation escalated, the galactic horizon found itself the target of increasingly bold and dangerous attacks. Sabotage, hijacking attempts, and even outright military strikes threatened to compromise the mission, putting the lives of the crew in jeopardy. Emily knew that they were running out of time. If they couldn't find a way to defuse the growing conflict, the entire expedition could be jeopardized, with catastrophic consequences for both humanity and the luminaries. With a heavy heart, she made the difficult decision to withdraw the galactic horizon from the seventh dimension, retreating to the relative safety of the colonial outposts. But she knew that this was only a temporary respite. The brewing storm was far from over. The race for control of the seventh dimension had begun, and the fate of civilizations hung in the balance. Forced to withdraw the galactic horizon from the seventh dimension due to the escalating conflict, Dr. Emily Sato and her team knew they were only buying time. The relentless pursuit by rival factions would not end until they regained access to the mysterious realm and the luminaries' advanced knowledge. As the beleaguered crew made their way back to the colonial outposts, Emily pored over the vast trove of data they had gathered during their initial forays into the seventh dimension. Though the luminaries had grown increasingly wary of their presence, the team had managed to capture unprecedented insights into the nature of this strange new realm. What they discovered would forever change their understanding of the universe. The seventh dimension was not simply a parallel plane of existence, but a nexus, a fundamental part of the very fabric of reality that underpinned the known dimensions. It was a realm of pure energy, where the fundamental forces of the cosmos converged and interacted in ways that defied conventional physics. The seventh dimension isn't just a doorway to another world, Emily announced to her stunned colleagues. It's the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe itself. Further analysis revealed that the luminaries had mastered the ability to harness and manipulate the energy flows of the seventh dimension, granting them unparalleled technological and even metaphysical capabilities. Their advanced understanding of these fundamental energies allowed them to transcend the limitations of space and time, bending the very laws of nature to their will. If we can crack the code of the seventh dimension, we'll have the power to revolutionize every aspect of human civilization, Emily declared. Imagine the breakthroughs we could achieve in fields like energy, transportation, even the ability to manipulate the fabric of reality itself. The implications were both exhilarating and terrifying. Such power, in the wrong hands, could be catastrophic. Emily knew that they had to tread carefully, for the fate of their species, and perhaps the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. Redoubling their efforts, the Galactic Horizon's crew pored over the data, searching for the clues that would unlock the seventh dimension's secrets. They collaborated with the colonial scientific community, pooling their knowledge and resources in a desperate race against time. But they were not the only ones pursuing this prize. The various factions vying for control of the seventh dimension had also recognized its potential, and they were willing to stop at nothing to seize that power for themselves. As the Galactic Horizon prepared to make its return to the seventh dimension, Emily knew that they were facing their greatest challenge yet. The stakes had never been higher, for the knowledge they uncovered could shift the balance of power across the entire galaxy. With a deep breath, she gave the order to proceed, the Galactic Horizon once again hurtling through the dimensional rift and into the unknown. This time, they were not mere explorers. They were the custodians of humanity's future, tasked with unlocking the secrets of the seventh dimension before their rivals could exploit them for their own nefarious ends. The fate of civilizations hung in the balance. As the Galactic Horizon once again hurtled through the dimensional rift, Dr. Emily Sato and her crew braced themselves for the impending clash of civilizations. The race to unlock the secrets of the seventh dimension had escalated into an all-out war, with the rival factions mobilizing their resources and forces for a decisive showdown. News of the Galactic Horizon's groundbreaking discoveries had spread far and wide, igniting a frenzy of activity across the colonies and beyond. Corporate conglomerates, military powers, and even rogue factions were all vying for control of the seventh dimension, driven by the promise of unimaginable technological and strategic advantages. The once peaceful colonial alliance had splintered, fracturing into warring camps as each side sought to eliminate the competition and seize the prized knowledge for themselves. Alliances were forged and broken, and the delicate balance of power in the galaxy began to shift with alarming rapidity. Caught in the middle of this maelstrom were Emily and her team aboard the Galactic Horizon. As they re-entered the seventh dimension, they found themselves surrounded by a dizzying array of alien vessels and weaponry, each faction poised to strike at the first sign of vulnerability. "We're the linchpin in this entire conflict," Emily murmured, her eyes narrowed with resolve. "If they gain control of the Galactic Horizon and our findings, it could change the course of history forever." Navigating the treacherous web of diplomatic maneuvering and military posturing, the crew of the Galactic Horizon found themselves at the center of a series of escalating skirmishes and full-scale battles. The sheer destructive power on display was unlike anything they had ever witnessed, as the rival factions unleashed an array of exotic energy weapons and advanced propulsion systems derived from the seventh dimension's enigmatic energies. Emily and her team were forced to make split-second decisions, choosing between preserving their mission's integrity or assisting one faction in the hopes of maintaining some semblance of control over the situation. The weight of their choices bore heavily upon them, as they grappled with the moral implications of their actions. "We didn't come here to be the catalysts for a galactic war," Emily lamented to her first officer, her voice tinged with anguish. "But now, the fate of entire civilizations rests on our shoulders." As the conflict raged on, the Galactic Horizon became a coveted prize, with each side desperate to seize control of the vessel and its precious cargo of data and discoveries. The crew fought valiantly, leveraging their ship's advanced capabilities to fend off the relentless attacks, but the strain was taking a heavy toll. In the midst of the chaos, the luminaries made their presence known once more, their towering energy-based forms materializing amidst the battlefield. The alien civilization, sensing the impending danger to the delicate balance of the cosmos, had decided to intervene, their power and knowledge dwarfing that of the warring factions. The ensuing clash was unlike anything the universe had ever witnessed, a titanic struggle between the advanced alien technology and the desperate, resource-depleted forces of the rival human factions. The very fabric of space-time seemed to tremble under the strain, and the crew of the Galactic Horizon could only watch in awe and terror as the battle unfolded. In the end, the luminaries emerged victorious, their power and wisdom ultimately prevailing over the short-sighted ambitions of the warring human civilizations. But the price had been high, and the scars of the Great Galactic War would linger for generations to come. As the dust settled, Emily and her crew found themselves face to face with the luminaries once more, the alien beings' gaze inscrutable. The fate of humanity and the entire galaxy now rested in their hands. In the wake of the cataclysmic Great Galactic War, the crew of the Galactic Horizon found themselves at a crossroads. The once warring factions had been humbled by the sheer power and wisdom of the luminaries, their petty ambitions and greed laid bare in the face of the alien civilization's ancient knowledge. As the dust settled, Dr. Emily Sado and her team were summoned before the towering ethereal forms of the luminaries, their very presence radiating a sense of profound understanding and gravity. "You and your kind have demonstrated both the potential and the peril of wielding the power of the seventh dimension," the luminary spoke entity said, its voice resonating like the hum of a cosmic orchestra. "Yet, you have also shown us that there is more to your species than mere greed and short-sightedness." Emily felt a chill run down her spine as she listened, acutely aware of the weight of responsibility that now rested upon their shoulders. The luminaries had witnessed firsthand the devastation that could be wrought when the mysteries of the seventh dimension fell into the wrong hands, and they had intervened to prevent a catastrophic outcome. But now, they were offering the humans a chance to harness the knowledge and technology of the seventh dimension, not for conquest or domination, but for the betterment of their species and the universe as a whole. We have seen the potential within you, the sparks of curiosity and wonder that mirror our own, the luminary continued. If you are willing to walk the path of wisdom and responsibility, we will share our knowledge, that you may ascend to new heights and join us as stewards of the cosmic order. The offer was both exhilarating and daunting. Emily knew that the ramifications of this decision would reverberate across the galaxy, shaping the future of humanity and the delicate balance of power among the stars. With the blessing of the luminaries, the galactic horizon returned to the colonial outposts, its crew bearing the wealth of knowledge and technology they had acquired. The impact was immediate and profound, as the discoveries and breakthroughs they shared ignited a technological and cultural revolution across the human settlements. Centuries of scientific progress were compressed into mere decades, as the colonies harnessed the power of the seventh dimension to revolutionize every aspect of their civilization. Energy production, space travel, communication, and even the very fabric of society underwent a radical transformation, ushering in a new era of prosperity and enlightenment. Emily and her team found themselves at the forefront of this momentous change, guiding their fellow humans as they grappled with the profound implications of their newfound knowledge. The weight of their responsibility weighed heavily upon them, for they knew that the actions they took in the coming years would shape the future of their species and their place in the galactic community. As the colonies began to venture out into the stars, forging new alliances and partnerships with alien civilizations, Emily couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had brought them to this point. From the humble beginnings of their expedition to the harrowing trials of the Great Galactic War, they had traversed a path that few could have imagined. And now, humanity stood poised to claim its rightful place among the ancient cosmic powers, no longer mere observers, but active participants in the grand design of the universe. "We've come a long way," Emily murmured to her crew, a bittersweet smile tugging at the corners of her lips. "But the real journey is just beginning." The dust had finally settled, and the galaxy stood on the precipice of a new era. The Great Galactic War, a conflict that had threatened to tear the very fabric of the cosmos asunder, had come to a close, with the luminaries emerging as the guiding hand that had restored balance and order. Under their watchful gaze, the rival human factions had been humbled, their petty ambitions and greed replaced by a renewed sense of unity and purpose. The colonies, once torn apart by jealousy and mistrust, now stood together, bonded by the shared experience of their ascension into the galactic community. At the heart of this transformation was the crew of the Galactic Horizon, led by the indomitable Dr. Emily Sato. Having weathered the storm of the war and earned the trust of the luminaries, they now found themselves at the forefront of a new era of cooperation and exploration. As the human settlements reached out to forge alliances with alien civilizations across the galaxy, the Galactic Horizon and its pioneering team played a crucial role, serving as ambassadors and intermediaries in the delicate dance of interstellar diplomacy. "We've come a long way from our initial foray into the seventh dimension," Emily reflected, her gaze sweeping across the bustling command deck of the iconic vessel. "But the true test lies ahead, as we navigate the complexities of this new galactic order." For the luminaries had not merely gifted the humans with their advanced knowledge and technology. They had also entrusted them with the responsibility of becoming stewards of the cosmic balance, guardians of the fragile equilibrium that sustained the universe. It was a burden that weighed heavily on the shoulders of Emily and her crew, for they knew that the decisions they made in the years to come would have far-reaching consequences, not just for humanity, but for the entire galaxy. Yet they also felt a sense of renewed purpose and determination. The breakthroughs they had achieved, the alliances they had forged, had opened up a world of possibilities that their ancestors could scarcely have imagined. As the Galactic Horizon embarked on its next mission, its advanced sensors scanning the depths of the seventh dimension for any signs of disturbance, Emily couldn't help but marvel at the journey that had brought them to this point. From the initial discovery of the enigmatic realm, to the harrowing trials of the Great Galactic War, and now the dawning of a new era of cooperation and enlightenment, It was a tale that would be remembered for generations to come. "We're not just explorers anymore," she said to her first officer, her voice tinged with a mixture of pride and humility. "We're the guardians of a new age, tasked with guiding humanity and our newfound allies towards a brighter future." The officer nodded, his eyes reflecting the same sense of purpose and determination. "Then let us get to work, Captain. The galaxy awaits." With a resolute nod, Emily turned her attention back to the view screen, her gaze fixed on the shimmering portal that marked the entrance to the seventh dimension. The galactic horizon surged forward, its crew prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead, secure in the knowledge that they stood at the precipice of a new era, one where humanity's destiny was no longer bound to a single world, but woven into the very fabric of the cosmos.